Alright, so welcome back crew and welcome back to another video. Alright guys, so as you guys know, we're working on a 55 Chevy pickup truck. We're actually putting a 22 wire harness circuit into the truck, and we're going to make a few series of videos of the different components that we are actually hooking up. I don't want to make one long continuous video, so these are probably short clips. Hopefully I can keep them under 10 minutes and stuff, but today we're going to be hooking up the wires. And we're also going to go down to the starter, hook up the starter for the main power, and we're also going to do the alternator. So that shouldn't take very long. So anyway guys, hang out tight. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get our instructions out. First thing we're going to do here, we're going to find the brake section and also the power section. So here we're going to go straight down. It says connect the main battery wire 2A to the battery stud on the GM starter solenoid. So basically just get into your kit here. They got all your different colors. You got your battery feed, your neutral safety switch. You also got your alternator, and these actually have fusible links on them. So this is the one this marked for the 12-volt battery, and you can see here it has a fusible link on it, so we'll be using this one here for the battery. That's the main power feed, and we're going to run that first. And then you can also have this one here with the blue one. Alright, so one of them go to the alternator, another one go to the battery. So let's go ahead and hook that up. And I also want to show you guys really quick as far as how nice and good these instructions are. And if you need something visually to go by, we just read the connect the 2A wire. You can come over to your diagram here, and you can actually follow. That's the main feed. See the main feed, and you connect it with the brown fusible link, and this is the brown fusible link. And basically just follow it, okay? And that's going straight to your starter solenoid, to the main post. And you're gonna have two of them coming off for that one. And you're also gonna have your alternator wire with the blue fusible link. Okay, so you're gonna get both of those, and one of them gonna go to both of them going to your solenoid stud, to that battery stud. I'm sorry, to the battery stud, and it's gonna go from the battery stud to the alternator. All right, try to see if you guys can see where we're going. That big stud terminal is where we want to go, and I already got the battery hooked onto it, and I'm going to take this off because I always want the battery part on there last. Okay, so we'll take that off, and then what I'm going to do and like I said, your setup may be different from mine, but how I like to do it is I put both of my stuff for my alternator and also the main power feed, I'll put it behind the battery cable, and then I'll come up through here through my transmission, and this is where my PSI harness will go, so I'll wire it through there. So, and then I'll come up and I'll put the other one on the alternator. Alright, so guys, you see I got my main power feed with my fusible link. I also got my alternator wire with the fusible link, and you see how I got it routed. And then I put my main battery cable in front of it, okay? And I got everything routed where it needs to be at. And then you want to make sure whenever you do route your alternator wire, you don't want to make it too taut. Give it a little slack. Okay, and then in your package there, it comes with a rubber boot. Okay, so make sure you put that rubber boot on. If not, you're gonna have to re-crank it and do it all over again. So let's go ahead and get our rubber boot, and let's go ahead and make our lines so they'll fit. Alright, so I just want to show you where I'm hooking up the main power feed from the battery alternator. And I always try to put I put some flux on there, and I put a little bit of solder on it just so it won't come loose. And it fits up in this sleeve here. And this connection, you guys will see these connections kind of suck. I mean, you probably really do need to cut them off and just make your own connections, but it came with the kit, so I'm gonna use it. And then I'm not gonna hook it up right now, but whenever you finish wiring up everything, then you hook your two main powers up and you have power. So now let's go ahead and move on to the brake switch. All right, first thing first, as far as your brake switch here, I'm gonna go ahead and take it down whenever I do my wiring, but you want to give it enough slack in your wires, because you can always put your wires back up in there. So I try to give it enough slack to come around before I cut them. I think that'll be enough slack there. So I'll cut them about right up here, and then we'll start crimping everything. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys just another quick tip here. What I like to do. So my wires here, you got the input and output, and so I won't forget, I go ahead and put my my shrink wrap on both of them so I won't forget, because I always forget. But anyway, you got a male and female connector here, okay? And so what I like to do is, so you can't, like I said, it's a small gauge wire, so you can't really get them confused. It doesn't really matter which one, but I always put a male end on one side, and then I always put a female on the opposite side, so that way you won't really get them confused and you can't really get it mixed up. And then I just go ahead and crimp those down in place with my crimpers. Need to cut that wire a little bit, it's too long. Let me get this in here. And actually these shrink wrap connectors, they work good. I just use both of them. Get in there like that, and take it and make sure it's on there. Squeeze down and then give it a tug. Just make sure it's good and taut. Cut this one here a little bit more. Squeeze that, give it a tug, and she's good to go. And then I'll just take my heat gun here. And I'll go ahead and repeat the procedure with these here. So your orange one, go to the orange for your input, and then you got a third brake light, and the other brake light, you just gonna mend those together, and then that right there will be output. Both of the outputs will go into your output, and then you do the same procedure with the heat shrink and everything else. And I'll show you guys how it looks when I'm done. Alright, as you see, you get your pigtail here with your brake switch on it, and you see I got my male and my female. This here is my input, this one here is my output. I just hook up input to the output like so. And then I put my two that I splice as well. And I just go back here and put my switch back up in here. Show you guys real quick. And put the switch right back up in there. And she's done. Alright crew, so we went on ahead and finished wiring up the brake switch. We got the power main power switch down there, and we also did the switch going to the starter to the alternator. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Catch me out on all my other install videos, guys, with the 22 circuit wiring harness. And hey, like I always tell you guys, if you like this video, make sure you leave lots of comments down below, and don't forget to cut your post notification bell on. And if you really like it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel to help us out, guys. So like I always tell everybody, if you got a good cigar or a fast car, truck, smoke them if you got them. CJ is out. Catch you in the next video.